Now 13.2 fourth one. We did the first three questions. Now fourth, we have to find the derivative of x plus 1 by x minus 1 from first principle. So before that, we have found the derivative of sin x from first principles, and we got cos x. Derivative of sin x equal to cos x. Similarly, derivative cos x that we found using first principle. So that we got derivative of cos x equal to minus sin x. Then we found derivative of tan x, that is sec square x. And similarly, we can find the derivative of the functions from first principles. From the definition we can find. Now we have to study the derivatives of some functions by heart, and we have to apply that in the questions. So we have to study the derivatives of these functions. Derivative of sin x, d by dx of sin x, that is same as f dash x. See, if f of x equal to sin x, then f dash x equal to cos x. That means derivative of sin x. If f of x is sin x, f dash x equal to cos x. That means derivative of sin x with respect to the variable x is cos x. That can be denoted, written as d by dx of sin x. That is same. D by dx of sin x is same as f dash x. So that means meaning is derivative of sin x with respect to x. So derivative of the function sin x with respect to x, that is written as d by dx of sin x or f dash x. So derivative of sin x equal to cos x, and derivative of cos x, that is minus sin x. Derivative of tan x, sec square x. Derivative of sec x into tan x. And derivative of cot x minus cosec square x. Derivative of cosec x minus cosec x cot x. So we have to study the derivative of these functions. By heart we have to study. Now derivative of a constant, if a is any constant, derivative of that function is 0. For example, d by dx of 5, that is equal to 0. 5 is a constant. So derivative of 5 equal to 0. Then derivative of d by dx of b, where b is a constant, that is also 0. So derivative of constant with respect to x, variable x, 0. So that is derivative a, constant, 0. Derivative of x with respect to x, that is equal to 1. That we found using first principle. Now derivative of x raised to n. So any function in the form x raised to n, we can apply that formula, that is n into x raised to n minus 1. So for example, d by dx of x raised to 5. So here in the place of n, here it is 5. So we can apply that formula, n into x raised to n minus 1. So that is equal to 5 into x raised to 5 minus 1. That is 5x raised to 4. So directly we can write derivative x raised to 5. 5x raised to 4. Similarly, derivative of d by dx of x raised to 2. That is 2 into x raised to 2 minus 1. That is 2x. Directly we can write. So applying this formula in the place of n, if there is any number, any constant, any number, we can apply that formula, n into x raised to n minus 1. So derivative x square, 2 into x raised to 2 minus 1, that is 1. So 2x raised to 1, that is 2x. Then d by dx of x raised to minus 1. So here also we can apply that formula. So n into minus 1 into x raised to minus 1 minus 1. That is minus 1 x raised to minus 2. That can be written as minus 1 by x square. We know, see here 1 by x. 1 by x is same as x raised to minus 1. So derivative of 1 by x equal to, we got minus 1 by x square. So applying this formula, derivative x raised to n into, so any function which is in the form x raised to n, we can apply this formula, n into x raised to n minus 1. So derivative of 1 by x, we can find using this formula. So we get minus 1 by x square. So, but if you study by heart, derivative 1 by x minus 1 by x square, so very fast we can apply, we can do. Using this formula also we can do, but it takes time. So if you study by heart that formula, derivative 1 by x minus 1 by x square, directly we can apply. Similarly, derivative root x, square root of x is same, we know square root of x is same as x raised to 1 by 2. Square root of x, that is same as x raised to 1 by 2. So we can apply the formula derivative x raised to n into x raised to n minus 1. So d by dx of x raised to 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2 into x raised to 1 by 2 minus 1. That is 1 by 2 into x raised to negative 1 by 2. That is 1 by 2 into 1 by x raised to 1 by 2. That is 1 by 2 into 1 by root x. We know x raised to 1 by 2 is same as root x. So derivative root x, we got 1 by 2 root x. So if you study by heart, we can apply directly. So d by dx of root x equal to 1 by 2 root x. So derivative of root x 1 by 2 root x. If you study, it will be good. So, so we have to study the derivative of these functions by heart. Derivative sin x cos x, derivative cos x minus sin x, derivative tan x sec square x, derivative sec x into tan x, derivative cot x minus cosec square x, derivative cosec x minus cosec x cot x. Then derivative constant 0, derivative x. See, x is also in the form x raised to n. So we can apply this formula n into x raised to n minus 1. So we get d by dx of x. We can write 1 into x raised to 1 minus 1. That is 1 into x raised to 0. That is 1. X raised to 0 equal to 1. So 1 into 1, 1. So you see the d by dx of x, d by dx of root x, d by dx of 1 by x. These three we can apply this formula and we can find. But if you study by heart, we can do fast. That is why. So study the derivative of these functions by heart and we can apply. Now we will do the derivative of the last function with respect from first principles we can find. So if the question is find the derivative from first principle, we have to use the definition and we can find it. Otherwise we can apply the some form methods are there, using that we can do. So anyway, you have to study by heart the derivatives of these functions. So consider the fourth one. We have to find the derivative of x plus 1 by x minus 1 using first principles, from first principles. So for that, first we have to apply the formula. So we know f dash x equal to limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x by h. So we have to apply the formula. So when we apply here, f of x is x plus 1 by x minus 1. So what is f of x plus h? That is in the place of x, you have to write x plus h. So we can substitute, that is equal to limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h, that is x plus h minus plus 1. X plus h, in the place of x, write x plus h. Then plus 1 divided by denominator, in the place of x, write x plus h. So x plus h plus 1 by x plus h minus 1 minus f of x. What is f of x? X plus 1 by x minus 1. Then by h, whole divided by h, we can write as, we can write into 1 by h. That will be convenient. So we can write the whole divided by h. We can write into 1 by h, no problem. Now we can find LCM here. So we get limit. We get limit h tends to 0. X plus h plus 1 into x minus 1. Or we can write x minus 1 into x plus h plus 1. We can write x plus 1 plus h. Both are correct. Now minus x plus 1 into x plus h minus 1. That we can write x minus 1 plus h. Both are correct. So we wrote x minus 1 into x plus 1 plus h minus x plus 1 into x plus h minus 1. That is x minus 1 plus h. Whole divided by x plus h minus 1 into x minus 1. X plus h minus 1 into x minus 1. Now we get 1 by h into 1 by h into 1 by h. Now we have to simplify this. See, when we simplify, I am going to write like this. So we can write this equal to limit h tends to 0. Now see, we can write like this. This is same as x minus 1 into x minus 1 into 1, x minus 1 into h. Like that we can expand. Otherwise we can write x minus 1 into x. We can combine these two together, because no, same way here also we get x plus 1 into x minus 1. So we can cancel that. So it will be easy. So we can write like that, x minus 1 into x plus 1 plus x minus 1 into h. Like that we can write. So I am going to write like that. So x minus 1 into x plus 1 x minus 1 into x plus 1. Then x minus 1 into h plus x minus 1 into h. So this term over, this multiplication over, minus. Same way, x plus 1 into x minus 1 minus x plus 1 into x minus 1 minus, this minus is there outside, x plus 1 into x minus 1, then minus x plus 1 into h minus x plus 1 into h. So expansion in the numerator over whole divided by x plus h minus 1 into x minus 1, then into 1 by h, into 1 by h. Now we can simplify. So when we simplify, we get here, see, x plus 1 into x minus 1 minus x plus 1 into x minus 1, that can be cancelled. That is why I wrote like that. So that is equal to limit h tends to 0. Now what is remaining? Here we can see this here, in these two terms, h common factor. So we can take h common from these two terms. So h into, inside the bracket, here we can write x minus 1. Here minus, here minus x plus 1. Minus bracket x plus 1 whole divided by x plus h minus 1 into x minus 1 into 1 by h. Now we can, when we open the bracket here, x, here minus into x. So we can simplify, limit h tends to 0, h into x minus 1 minus x, minus into x minus into 1 whole divided by x plus h minus 1 into x minus 1 into 1 by h. So x minus x cancelled. This h and this h cancelled. So what is remaining? Minus 1, that is minus 2. So we get that is equal to limit h tends to 0. Minus 1, that is minus 2 divided by x plus h minus 1 into x minus 1. So only that remaining. Now we can apply the limit. Put h equal to 0. Limit h tends to 0. That means we have to substitute. We can substitute h equal to 0. So when we substitute, when we apply the limit, we get minus 2 divided by, in the place of h, we have to write 0. X plus 0 minus 1 into x minus 1. That is same as minus 2 by x plus 0 minus 1. That is x minus 1 into x minus 1. That is equal to minus 2 divided by x minus 1 whole square. So we got minus 2 by x minus 1 whole square. So we got derivative of x plus 1 by x minus 1. From first principles, we got minus 2 by x minus 1 whole square. So that is the answer. Derivative from first principles. Okay.